I was never the favorite. Growing up, my parents, Robert and Linda, made it clear that my sister, Emily, was a golden child. She got everything: new clothes, the best schools, expensive gifts. Meanwhile, I was just there. When I got good grades, my dad would shrug. Probably just lucky, he'd say. When Emily barely passed, they'd celebrate like she had won an award. But the real slap in the face came when I turned 18. I asked for help with my college tuition. We barely have enough after paying for Emily's future. My mom said without a hint of guilt, "If you're smart, you'll figure something out." So I did. I worked late shifts at a diner, did freelance gigs online, and studied whenever I could. It was brutal, but I refused to give up. I taught myself everything I could about business, and after years of grinding, my startup took off. I went from barely affording rent to making more money than I ever thought possible. That's when my parents suddenly remembered I existed. One night, they came over to my new apartment, one I had worked for, alone. My dad sat back on my expensive leather couch and smiled like he owned the place. "You know, Ethan, we made you tough. If we hadn't been strict, you wouldn't have worked as hard," he said, acting like my success was their doing. Then my mom chimed in, "And now that you're successful, it's time to take care of your family. Emily wants to start a boutique, and she needs $500,000. It's your duty as her brother." I just stared at them. The same people who told me to figure it out now wanted a cut of my success. I let out a small laugh. "You're joking, right?" My dad's face hardened. "Watch your tone. We raised you, and this is how you repay us." "You didn't raise me," I said, my voice calm but firm. "You ignored me. And now that I've made it, you think you can take credit and demand my money?" My mom gasped, like I had just insulted her. "We're your parents." I stood up, shaking my head. "Exactly. You were supposed to be my parents, but you never were." And with that, I walked them to the door and shut it behind them. For the first time in my life, I felt free.